Established in 1987, the Baldwin County Heritage Museum was the dream of a group of private citizens who wanted to preserve the county's place in history. Through generous donations from families who've lived here for generations, they were able to accomplish that. Today, this unassuming building on Highway 98 in Alberta is home to some of the most unique collections you'll find anywhere. Coletta Bailey and Ralph Veller have been volunteering at the museum for more than 20 years and are proud of what's been accomplished.
It illustrates the history, to me at least, of the people who built not only this county, but also the type of people who have built our country. And it explains the history, their struggle. It shows their fortitude to go ahead and make their lives better.
Examples of that can be found as you explore the cultural room, the humanities room, and the walk through history section. The county was built on foundations of three major industries: agriculture, timber, and fishing. Where you lived in the county determined how prevalent each was in daily life. Nothing was wasted, and a great example of that is feed sacks.
I love the ingenuity of the women, especially during the 1930s when the Depression was in full force, and people didn't have much money to go out and buy material, and the feed sack companies decided to put prints on them. They went from anything from Art Deco to gingham to baby prints.
Many girls of the time wore dresses fashioned from these recycled materials. Some of the earliest bikinis were also fashioned from used feed sacks. Because of a shortage of materials during World War II, for each year the war continued, the government required less material be used on civilian clothing.
The swimsuits were getting smaller and smaller, unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends on your viewpoint.
Timber played a huge role in the early days of the county. As land was cleared for farming, sawmills formed the timbers into the building blocks of the county. Running one of these early sawmills was this 1911 Titan tractor. It was originally brought in to grade roads before finding its home in the mill, and is one of only a handful left in the country. It's thanks to the many volunteers and donors that the Baldwin County Heritage Museum has been able to save so much of what built the county.
We're starting to see more of our Baldwin County, our residents actually coming in there, and they will say, "Oh man, I've driven past here 100 times and I've never stopped in," and they'll stop in finally and I can't believe this was here, and then they will return.